Every time this man fought, he would purposely drop his hands, adopting a completely undefended posture, and then allow his opponent to attack him freely. Only in this way could he unleash his most powerful punch. After Jack spat out a lot of blood, he felt that his opportunity had arrived. His opponent, seeing Jack on the brink of death, immediately rushed toward him, intending to deliver the final blow. But Jack had been waiting for this moment. By using his opponent's momentum from charging forward, Jack timed his counterpunch perfectly, and the power of his punch would double in that instant. With a single blow, Jack would knock out his opponent. In an instant, a large amount of blood dripped onto the ring, and the entire audience was stunned. No one expected the one to fall to the ground to be Jack. His opponent had studied Jack before the match and, to counter Jack's cross-counterpunch, he purposely threw a standard left jab to lure Jack in. When Jack fell for the trap and threw his counterpunch, the opponent immediately pulled back, blocking Jack's punch and switching to a right-hand attack. With a fast right jab, the opponent finished the match. After Jack was hit by that punch, he collapsed to the ground, and now it was hard for him to stand up again. That's how it is in professional fighting. Until the last moment, no one knows who will win. A man in a red outfit watched from the side, approaching the ring. He was Jack's rival, and as a professional fighter, he knew this was a violation of the rules. However, he started shouting Jack's name, calling for a showdown. He told Jack to get up quickly, to fight again. As he yelled, others came to stop him, saying he was ignoring the rules of the match. Jack, it seemed, could hear Carl's calls. When the countdown was about to end, Jack, with his indomitable will, stood up once again. But even then, his cross-counter punch had been cracked. Jack didn't know what to do next. This was a match for the rookie title. On one side was Mike, a fighter everyone was excited to watch, aiming for the world championship. On the other side was Jack, making his professional debut but still an impressive fighter. They had crossed paths before, during their first meeting, when Jack knocked out Mike using only his cross-counter punch in front of many reporters. That moment left Mike in despair, unable to sleep properly, and he began preparing for this match by focusing on cracking Jack's counterpunch with a secret training regimen. Mike's team had trained hard to neutralize Jack's counterpunch, and once they succeeded, Mike declared he would take revenge on Jack. Jack had personal reasons to never lose this fight, as Mike had injured a child from Jack's family before the match, and Jack couldn't tolerate it under any circumstances. The first round was intense. Jack had the upper hand, using his nimble footwork to suppress Mike. However, in the second round, Mike began his counterattack and immediately gained control of the match. In terms of technique, Mike was the superior fighter, and if the match went on points, Jack would certainly lose. In the third round, Jack planned to use his no-defense tactic, intending to knock out Mike with his cross-counter punch, but he didn't anticipate that Mike was prepared. Mike not only cracked Jack's counterpunch but also trapped him in a critical situation. After the third round ended, Jack was so beaten that he even went to the wrong corner to rest. The bell rang again, and the fourth round began. Jack, using his willpower, dragged his body back onto the ring. Now, he could only endure Mike's constant hits. Jack kept trying to use his counterpunch, but Mike had already figured it out. Mike knocked Jack down with a heavy punch. The commentators couldn't bear to watch. They believed Jack would never be able to stand again. Mike was smug, thinking that if he couldn't KO Jack now, he might as well quit fighting. But Jack was no ordinary opponent. As long as Jack still had consciousness, he would never stay down. Seeing Jack struggle to rise again made Mike furious. He approached and threw another heavy punch at Jack, but Mike didn't expect that this punch would end his career. Jack, seizing the perfect moment, countered, and blood splattered. Both of their fists collided in midair, and Mike fell to the ground. Jack had KO'd Mike. It turned out that Jack had delivered a triple cross